Hello, my name is Rohit Mehendale.
Hi, my name is Alvin, and the topic we chose was shark finning.
Shark finning refers to the practice of catching sharks, removing their fins, and then disregarding the rest of the shark at sea. In shark finning, fishermen catch sharks primarily for their fins. The fins are sliced off the shark while it is often still alive, and the remainder of the body is usually discarded back into the ocean. This process is particularly wasteful as a significant portion of the shark is unused. The sharks that are most vulnerable towards finning are hammerhead and oceanic white-tip sharks.
Okay, so in the 80s and 90s, there was a huge demand for shark fins, particularly in East Asian countries where shark fin soup is considered a delicacy. The rising middle class and increased disposable income contributed to the growing popularity of this expensive dish. Concerns about the environmental impact of shark finning gained more attention globally during the 2000s. Conservation organizations and environmentalists began highlighting the threats posed to shark populations and marine ecosystems. Documentaries and media coverage helped raise public awareness about the issue.
Sharks play an important ecological role that can indirectly impact human life in several ways. While we may not have direct economic or subsistence value for most people, their presence is crucial for maintaining the health and balance of marine ecosystems. Healthy shark populations indirectly benefit fisheries by controlling the populations of their prey. Sharks help maintain the balance of fish stocks, preventing the overpopulation of certain species and promoting overall fishery health.
Shark finning is considered an important and controversial topic due to several environmental, ecological, and ethical concerns associated with this practice. Shark finning contributes to the overfishing of shark populations. Sharks typically have lower reproductive rates, with many species producing few offspring. The high demand for shark fins has led to a significant decline in shark populations globally, with some species facing the risk of extinction.
An article written by Kathy Fairclough for Smithsonian Ocean called Shark Finning, Sharks Turn Prey, describes how roughly around 73 million sharks are killed for global shark trade each year. This is a problem because a third of these sharks are threatened to extinction. Sharks keep the food web in balance and encourage biodiversity to flourish by feeding on those species that are the most numerous in the area. This is what is causing invasive species to occur, even more in some areas. This causes a ripple effect which spreads throughout every organism, since the food web is very essential to humans, as well as since many of us have diets that consider seafood. But even if just one animal or species disappears, this could affect every animal, including humans. During shark fishing, many of the fishermen choose to just cut off the fins of the shark instead of bringing the entire shark's body to the coast and drop them in the sea alive, where they're unable to swim and die a very slow and painful death. These fins are very expensive, selling as much as $500 a pound. These shark fins are commonly eaten in a dish called shark fin soup, which is considered a very popular luxurious food in China. The population of shark fishing has decreased by 60% to 70% due to human activity. Despite many people acknowledging that this is a huge problem, cultural values are slow to change. The Chinese government was beginning to prohibit luxury hotels from serving the dish. However, many of these hotels still serve the soup to its guests, and only around 6% of hotels in China have stopped serving the dish. This is because some feel it is part of their culture, and to cut it out of their diets would be quite difficult. Some have suggested the limit to limit the amount of sharks caught rather than banning it completely, or to use the entire body of the shark for other purposes so that it would seem less cruel than just leaving them to slowly die.
How do international organizations address the issue of shark finning? International organizations such as the Food and Agricultural Organization (FAQ) of the United States, actually the United Nations, address the issue of shark finning by working towards establishment of implementation of regulations and agreements for sustainable shark fisheries management. These organizations provide a platform for countries to collaborate on conservation measures, share scientific data, and develop strategies to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing practices. Additionally, they offer guidelines for responsible shark fishing and trade, aiming to create a global framework that promotes the conservation of shark populations and protection of marine ecosystems.
What can someone like me, an average college student, do to fight shark finning? As a college student, I can play a crucial role in the fight against shark finning by actively engaging in awareness raising and advocacy efforts, using my social media platforms to disseminate information about the ecological importance of sharks and the threats they face from finning. support reputable NGOs and conservation organizations working towards shark conservation, towards donations or volunteer work. Make sustainable choices when it comes to seafood consumption, opting for products that are certified as environmentally friendly, utilizing my position on campus to initiate or join environmental groups that can organize events, workshops, and campaigns to educate my peers about the consequences of shark finning. I can engage in responsible tourism by choosing activities that promote ethical shark tourism, participate in petitions and advocacy initiatives urging governments to strengthen regulations against shark finning. By staying informed, educating others, and actively participating in conservation initiatives, I can contribute significantly to the global movement to protect sharks and preserve marine ecosystems.
What is the impact of shark finning on shark populations off California's coast? Shark finning has notable consequences for shark populations off California's coast, affecting the diverse marine ecosystems in the region. The practice contributes to the decline of several shark species that inhabit California waters, including the common thresher shark, the leopard shark, and soupfin shark. These species, which play critical roles in maintaining ecological balance as both predators and prey, face population reductions due to the targeted harvesting of their fins. The depletion of shark populations can disrupt the intricate web of marine life, potentially leading to increased populations of certain prey species and influencing the overall health and biodiversity of California's coastal ecosystems. Additionally, the loss of these apex predators can have cascading effects on other marine organisms, affecting the dynamics of the food chain and potentially altering the structure of local fisheries. Conservation efforts, including stricter regulations against shark finning and sustainable fisheries management, are crucial to mitigate these impacts and ensure the long-term health of California's marine ecosystems.
We know shark finning has increased over time. What effect does shark finning or overfishing have on other marine species? Sharks are apex predators, regulating the populations of their prey species. When shark populations decline due to overfishing or finning, the abundance of certain prey species may increase. This can lead to a cascade effect, influencing the entire food web and potentially impacting commercially important fish species.
Do aquariums help prevent shark finning? Is this through donations, funding, or something else? Aquariums serve as educational institutions that raise awareness about the importance of sharks in marine ecosystems. They provide information to visitors about the threats sharks face, including shark finning and the ecological roles these animals play. Some aquariums, such as the Aquarium of the Pacific, actively engage in shark research and conservation programs. This may involve funding scientific studies, participating in field research, and collaborating with researchers and conservation organizations to gather data on shark populations, behavior, and habitats.
Are there any successful examples of countries effectively regulating shark finning? Some countries have demonstrated success in regulating shark finning through the implementation of stringent measures and policies. For instance, the United States has enacted laws such as the Shark Finning Prohibition Act, which bans the practice of shark finning in U.S. waters and requires all sharks to be landed with fins naturally attached. Similarly, countries within the European Union have implemented regulations to ensure sustainable shark fisheries, including restrictions on finning and trade. These examples highlight the potential for effective national legislation enforcement to combat shark finning and promote responsible shark fisheries management. How do you think the practice of shark finning impacts the economies of coastal communities?
I think that in some coastal communities, shark fishing and the sale of shark fins can be a significant source of income for local fishermen. The high market value of shark fins, particularly in some Asian markets, can contribute to the economic well-being of those directly involved in shark fishing.
Do you think that awareness and education can be a useful tool to shift cultural attitudes towards shark fin consumption?
Yes, awareness and education can be powerful tools in shifting cultural attitudes towards shark fin consumption. Changing cultural perspectives in a gradual process and raising awareness about the ecological importance of sharks, the impact of shark finning, and the broader issues related to marine conservation can have significant positive effects.
How can countries collaborate to address the transboundary nature of shark finning and its impact on shared marine ecosystems?
Countries can collaborate by participating in the strengthening international agreements and treaties focused on shark conservation. Organizations such as the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and regional fisheries management organizations play key role in establishing and implementing these agreements.
Okay, so personally, I think that to cut off a shark's fin and like let them go into the ocean is pretty fucked up because you're leaving it to like suffer and you're not like ending their suffering by just dumping them back into the ocean.
Yeah, I think it's really inhumane. You know, if they chose to do it in an inhumane way, they would be a different topic. But yeah, it's just not humane and it's cruel to the animals.
Even though I think it's wrong, then again, it's kind of their culture, and I have that culture, and personally, maybe I would like to try someday.
My thoughts on shark finning. I find shark finning deeply troubling and unsustainable. The practice not only poses a significant threat to shark populations, but also disrupts marine ecosystems and biodiversity. It is quite distressing to think about the cruelty involved in the process, where sharks are often finned alive and then discarded at sea. Additionally, the cultural awareness demand for shark fins, particularly for shark fin soup, needs to be addressed through awareness and education. I believe that concerted global efforts, including stricter regulations, sustainable fishing practices, and cultural shifts, are necessary to combat shark finning and ensure the conservation of these essential marine species.
Okay, so my personal opinion about shark finning is it's like my friend said, it's pretty fucked up, to be honest. I don't think it's cool at all to throw an animal back into the ocean, basically without the needs it needs to survive. I mean, it's like chopping, a person's legs off and just throwing him back into the world. It's kind of like, well, what's he gonna do? I don't think it's humane. I don't think it's right. And sure, it's part of someone's culture, a large amount of people's culture, but I don't stand with it just because it is inhumane and it's hard to see people do that to animals.